Hello, friends, how are you? I hope you are fine. Today we share information about Taylor Swift. Taylor Allison Swift is an American singer-songwriter. Her discography spans multiple genres, and her narrative songwriting, often inspired by her personal life, has received critical praise and widespread media coverage. Born in West Reading, Pennsylvania, Swift moved to Nashville at age 14 to become a country artist. Taylor Allison Swift is a multi-Grammy award-winning American singer-songwriter who, in 2010 at the age of 20, became the youngest artist in history to win the Grammy Award for Album of the Year. In 2011, Swift was named Billboard's Woman of the Year. She also has been named the American Music Awards Artist of the Year, as well as the Entertainer of the Year for both the Country Music Association and the Academy of Country Music, among many other accolades. As of this writing, she is also the top-selling digital artist in music history. Taylor Allison Swift was born on December 13, 1989, in Reading, Pennsylvania, to Andrea Finley, a one-time marketing executive, and Scott Kingsley Swift, a financial advisor. Her ancestry includes German and English, as well as some Scottish, Irish, Welsh and 1/16 Italian. She was named after James Taylor, and her mother believed that if she had a gender-neutral name it would help her forge a business career. Taylor spent most of her childhood on an 11-acre Christmas tree farm in Montgomery County, Pennsylvania. When she was 9 years old, the family moved to Wyomissing, Pennsylvania, where she attended West Reading Elementary Center at Wyomissing Area Junior-Senior High School. Taylor spent her summers at her parents' vacation home at the Jersey Shore. Her first hobby was English horse riding. Her mother put her in a saddle when she was 9 months old, and Swift later competed in horse shows. At the age of 9, she turned her attention to musical theater and performed in Berks Youth Theater Academy productions of Grease, Annie, Bye Bye Birdie and The Sound of Music. She traveled regularly to New York City for vocal and acting lessons. However, after a few years of auditioning in New York and not getting anything, she became interested in country music. At age 11, after many attempts, Taylor won a local talent competition by singing a rendition of LeAnn Rimes' Big Deal, and was given the opportunity to appear as the opening act for Charlie Daniels at a Strawstown amphitheater. This interest in country music isolated Swift from her middle school peers. At age 12, she was shown by a computer repairman how to play 3 chords on a guitar, inspiring her to write her first song, Lucky You. She had previously won a national poetry contest with a poem entitled Monster in My Closet, but now began to focus on songwriting. She moved to Nashville at age 14, having secured an artist development deal with RCA Records. She left RCA Records when she was 15. The label wanted her to record the work of other songwriters and wait until she was 18 to release an album. But she felt ready to launch her career with her own material. At an industry showcase at Nashville's The Bluebird Cafe in 2005, Swift caught the attention of Scott Borchetta, a DreamWorks Records executive who was preparing to form his own independent record label, Big Machine Records. Taylor was one of the new label's first signings. Taylor released her debut album, Taylor Swift, in October of 2006, and received generally positive reviews from music critics. The New York Times described it as a small masterpiece of pop-minded country, both wide-eyed and cynical, held together by Miss Swift's firm, pleading voice. Her single Our Song made her the youngest solo writer and singer of a #1 country song. The album sold 39,000 copies during its first week. In 2008, she released her second studio album, Fearless. The lead single from the album, Love Story, was released in September 2008 and became the second best-selling country single of all time, peaking at number 4 on the Billboard Hot 100 chart. 4 more singles were released throughout 2008 and 2009, White Horse, You Belong With Me, 15 and Fearless. You Belong With Me was the album's highest charting single, peaking at number 2 on the Billboard Hot 100. The album debuted at number 1 on the Billboard 200 album chart. It was the top-selling album of 2009 and brought Swift much crossover success. In September 2009, she became the first country music artist to win an MTV Video Music Award when You Belong With Me was named Best Female Video. Her acceptance speech was interrupted by rapper Ye, who had been involved in a number of other award show incidents. West declared Beyoncé's video for Single Ladies Put a Ring on It, nominated in the same category, to be one of the best videos of all time. When Beyoncé later won the award for Video of the Year, she invited Taylor on stage to finish her speech. In November 2009, Taylor Swift became the youngest ever artist, and one of only 6 women, to be named Entertainer of the Year by the Country Music Association. She released her 3rd studio album in October 2010, Speak Now, and wrote all the songs herself. She originally intended to call the album Enchanted, but Scott Borchetta, the record label's CEO, felt the title did not reflect the album's more adult themes. Swift toured throughout 2011 and early 2012 in support of Speak Now. As part of the 13-month, 111-date world tour, Swift played 7 shows in Asia, 12 in Europe, 80 in North America and 12 in Australasia. 3 dates on the US tour were rescheduled after she fell ill with bronchitis. The stage show was inspired by Broadway musical theater, with choreographed routines, elaborate set pieces, pyrotechnics and numerous costume changes. Swift invited many musicians to join her for one-off duets during the North American tour. Appearances were made by James Taylor, Jason Mraz, Sean Colvin, Johnny Rzeznik, Andy Grammer, Bachman, Justin Bieber, Selena Gomez, Nicki Minaj, Nelly, Bob, Usher, Flo Rida, T.I., John Foreman, Jim Adkins, Ellie Williams, Achel Ray, Ronnie Dunn, Darius Rucker, Tim McGraw and Kenny Chesney. In May 2012, Taylor featured in B.O.B.'s song Both of Us. Swift's 4th studio album, Red, was released on October 22, 2012. She wrote 9 of the album's 16 songs alone. The remaining 7 were co-written with Max Martin, Liz Rose, Dan Wilson, Ed Sheeran and Gary Lightbody. Nathan Chapman served as the album's lead producer, but Jeff Basker, Butch Walker, Jackknife Lee, Dan Huff and Shellback aka Shellback also produced individual tracks. Chapman has said he encouraged Swift to branch out and to test herself in other situations. She has described the collaborative process as an apprenticeship that taught her to paint with different colors. Red examines Swift's attraction to drama-filled relationships. She believes that, since writing the record, such relationships no longer appeal to her. Technically, while there is some experimentation with slick, electronic beats, the pop sheen is limited to a handful of tracks sprinkled among more recognizably Swiftian fare. Rolling Stone enjoyed watching Swift find her pony footing on Great Songwriter Mountain. She often succeeds in joining the Joni Carol King tradition of stark relief emotional mapping. Her self-discovery project is one of the best stories in pop. The Guardian described Swift as a Brunhilde of a rock star and characterized Red as another chapter in one of the finest fantasies pop music has ever constructed. USA Today felt that the engaging record saw Swift write ever more convincingly, and wittily and painfully, about the messy emotions of a young 20-something nearing the end of her transition from girl to woman. The Los Angeles Times noted the exploration of more nuanced relationship issues on an unapologetically big pop record that opens new sonic vistas for her. As part of the Red promotional campaign, representatives from 72 worldwide radio stations were flown to Nashville during release week for individual interviews with Swift. She made television appearances on The Ellen DeGeneres Show 2003, Good Morning America 1975, The View 1997, Late Show with David Letterman 1993, ABC News Nightline 1980 and 2020, All Access Nashville with Katie Couric 2012. She performed at Los Angeles, MTV VMAs and London's Teen Awards, and will also perform at Nashville's CMA Awards. Frankfurt MTV Europe Music Awards, Los Angeles AMA Awards and Sydney Zaria Music Awards. Swift offered exclusive album promotions through Target, Papa John's and Walgreens. She became a spokesmodel for Keds sneakers, released her sophomore Elizabeth Arden fragrance, and continued her partnerships with CoverGirl, Sony Electronics and American Greetings, as well as her unofficial brand tie-ins with Ralph Lauren and Shelley's. The album's lead single, We Are Never Ever Getting Back Together, was released in August 2012. The song became Swift's first #1 on the US Billboard Hot 100 chart, recording the highest ever one-week sales figures for a female artist. Further singles have since been released: Begin Again Country Radio and I Knew You Were Trouble Pop and International Radio. In her career, as of May 2012, Swift has sold over 23 million albums and 54.5 million digital tracks worldwide. Taylor Swift is only beginning to emerge as an acting talent, having voiced the role of Audrey in the animated feature The Lorax 2012. She also made appearances in the theatrical release Valentine's Day 2010 and in an episode of XI, Crime Scene Investigation 2000. She contributed 2 original songs to the Hunger Games 2012 soundtrack, Safe and Sound featuring the Civil Wars and Eyes Open. Taylor released her 5th album, titled 1989, on October 27, 2014. This album is when she finally made the complete transition from country to pop. She says that she will not be going to any country music award shows. The album is named after the year she was born, and is a sort of single-quote 80s sounding album, in the sense that it's more electronic. In March 2015 she began dating Scottish disc jockey Calvin Harris after having met at the Brit Awards in February. If you like this video, subscribe for more upcoming videos.